There are big dogs, little dogs, long-haired dogs, and short-haired dogs. And there are white cats, black cats, grumpy cats, and happy cats. Yet they have one thing in common: they all love food. So when they get really hungry, they turn to their human for a special treat, which is promptly served out of glitzy aluminum containers. But how are these pet food containers made to ensure a delicious and healthy meal? To get to the bottom of this question, we traveled all the way to visit the processed meat business unit of the Flexibles packaging plant Constantia Teich in the small town of Mühlhofen in Austria, one of the largest production sites for flexible packaging in the world. This is also one of their several plants that produce these pet food containers that require the highest quality. The senses of pets are very well developed and more sensitive than those of humans. Therefore, they are especially picky when it comes to packaging. So, how is this packaging produced? Well, the first step of the production is the rolling of the raw material aluminum to make it as thin as possible. This is done on huge rolling mills. One aluminum roll has a maximum weight of 11.5 tons. That's about as heavy as 2 elephants. And did you know this? The aluminum foil used for containers and lids is usually only 40 to 160 microns thick, which is as little as about 5 hairs put together. In the next step, a very thin layer of polymer is applied on the side of the aluminum that will later form the inside of the container. This is either done by gluing a plastic film onto aluminum, this process is called lamination, or by putting molten plastic directly onto the aluminum. This is referred to as extrusion coating. In the same process step, the outer side of the aluminum is fully covered with lacquer. For pet food, mostly golden lacquers are used. In many cases, a motif is printed on containers and lids to make them stand out on the sales shelf. There are different technologies to print the design. Some of the ones used at Constantia Flexibles are rotogravure printing and UV flexo printing. These are industrial, high-speed printing processes which print from reel to reel. For lids, the reels are slit and cut out into their later shape during a process called die cutting. This is also when the lids are embossed. This means that the lacquered or printed foil is being structured with a kind of relief with an engraved steel cylinder to add special appearance to the material, like logos or other shapes. This improves the processability and material performance of the lids. Now that the lids are almost finished, it is time for their counterpart, the aluminum trays, to actually become containers that can hold between 50 and 300 grams of food. To achieve this, the containers are deep drawn. How is that done? At first, the aluminum reel is fed into a machine with a stamp and die, which transforms the sheet into little containers that can easily be stacked and therefore requires less storage volume. If we stacked all the bowls produced at Constantia Teich in 2015, the stack would reach a height of 48,639 kilometers. This corresponds to a trip around the world, even adding in a few detours. Now that the 2 main parts are ready, they get shipped off to the customers in the pet food industry, who fill the hygienic aluminum containers with yummy pet food and deliver it directly to the stores and supermarkets close to all pet lovers. And, psst, not only pet food gets packaged in aluminum containers, they can be filled with food for humans too. But that's another story we'll tell you some other time.